Welcome to Shaft Show, and we are doing the School for Lovers today. So I've been an intimacy expert for the past 11 years. I've seen and done quite a lot of stuff. My niche is helping millionaires find love, usually in the three cycles of love: the healing of love, the deepening of love, and finding love. So we got some great questions today, and we're going to dive straight in. And these are mainly from women this time around. So we're in a live studio audience. The audience is getting bigger and bigger. Hey everybody, thanks for coming in. It's great. Okay, so question number 1. What tactics can be used to make a guy last longer? Great question. Now, did you know as a woman, you could actually edge your man to enlightenment? So there's a few moves I'm going to teach you. You could, massage it, because basically he just wants his dick in your vagina straight away. That's it, bottom line, and ejaculate. Like, we love the best hug that we could ever get, which is from your vagina on our dicks. They're the best hugs, right? So that's what we're aiming for, straight between your legs, quick as possible. You got to remember, as humans, we do things to other people that we like. So, little fun fact, if you're going to meet somebody, if someone's super touchy-feely and they touch you in a certain way, that's how they want to be touched. Interesting fact. So you could mimic them, so you know how they like to be touched, because they'll be doing it on your body. So a little fun fact. So when it comes to when it comes to making him last longer, the tactics you want to use is create a fun little game, and you want to say, "Hey, you want to play a fun little game?" And he'll be like, "Yeah, go on then." And you say, "Hey, I've learned some dick ninja skills." I need a bit of space for this. Okay. So you're gonna say, "I want to try out some dick ninja skills." Now he's just gonna be happy you're gonna be touching his dick for a little while, but he still wants to have sex. And some of the dick ninja skills, and now the important thing is coconut oil. So as you can see, there's a big tub on my bed. There's a bit, like yesterday I had 2 beautiful women come over, so I had to give them pleasure and everything. So the oil is very important. So for him, give him a little massage over his body, give some grounding touches. He already knows, I'm gonna have to wait until I have sex now, but at least something's different. And then give him a little massage, use your boobs, get yourself covered in oil and slide and glide around him. We love that. More skin to skin contact, the better. Oxytocin gets released. The connection is there with the bodily connection. And then sit between his legs, and you'll have his lingam. The word, we're going to be using the word lingam because this is going to be a YouTube and Instagram friendly. So the lingam is the oldest Sanskrit word for the shaft of light. Yeah, so my name's Shaft, by the way, and I'm teaching you the shaft method. So there's a few moves you could do. You could welcome his lingam in with a little namaste, grabbing it between your hands and going like this. Again, a lot of oil. And you could use your whole forearm as well. Remember, his legs are here. His lingam's there, and you could glide through his body. You could also open up your heart with his lingam and use your heart as well as, yeah. And then you could wake up his lingam by grabbing it and going like this and tapping it, bum bum bum, bum bum bum. You could also do the fire starter, up and down the shaft. And then to bring a little bit more spice into it, you could bring in a number scaling system. So you can say, we're going to go a little bit more deeper into the game. 10 is ejaculation. 9 is the point of no return. 8 is playing with fire. 7, 5, and 6 is where you want to be, so you could edge him. So then you can see where he arches his back, where he tenses, and then just understanding body language, you'll be able to like play with his energy. And it's really fun just to like see where you could take him. Now, many things can happen, but there's different type of moves you can bring in. So you got the champagne bottle, infinity rub, you got the lemon squeeze, you got the rainbow rub, you got you could do the rock around the cock, which you sat between his legs, you move his lingam that way and pull it this way and that way. The aim of the game is to bring all that energy that's here, which he wants out of him, you actually want to bring it up to his heart. So he starts to open up a bit more. On the energetics of men and women. Men, we do things that we like. So what is the first thing a man does when he sees a woman? We want to exactly touch their vagina straight away because we like that. And for women, what is the first place that you want to be touched? Is it down there? No. Exactly, it's not down there. Confirmed by all the women in the room.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Exactly, so what is it? Where do you want to be touched? Everywhere.
Like,
see, they go here. There you
yeah.
go. So here's the codes. Here's the codes. So she was doing this as a body language. So she wants her heart to actually be opened. So the key is, rather than going straight down there, get the coconut oil, open up her heart. And then her legs open up. For you, open up their lingam and bring it up so their heart opens up. The opposite way around. Now, that's just from understanding body language. So then you just play. Then you got that little that container that you could play in. So setting the space, creating the space, edging him, like playing his body like an instrument, sitting between his legs, and just like doing all these things. That's already changing the dynamics of lovemaking a little bit different, and you're basically getting to know each other in a different way. But also, once you could see where he is on the number scaling system, you could say, hey, what number are you on? And it could be a dialogue. Then you literally have him by the balls. And you could like take him wherever you want. That's the amount of power you have. Okay, next question. Open it up. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah, great, fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic.
I mean, all the women in the room are roaring. Okay. Can men really tell when a woman fakes it? Very, very good question. We can't.
Oh.
I'll tell you why. I mean, we can and we can't. So, for the last 11 years, I've given a thing called yoni massages. So, I release tension and trauma from a woman's body and her vagina. And then once tension and trauma is released, they could feel pleasure and they could reach God and have these galactic orgasms. Now, I've worked with thousands of women and I've seen thousands of different things that happen in a woman. And a woman could be like this, completely still, and she's had multiple orgasms. Or a woman could arch her back, make the low grunting noises or the high, and she could tense up and you could feel the contractions inside of her yoni. She could even squirt and produce all the amrita and the fluids, and she hasn't even reached an orgasm. So we can't tell. With a man, it's obvious. It's like, oh, he's released his seed and that's that. If he likes me, oh, he's hard, there he is, and that's that. But with women, we literally can't tell because it's all hidden away. And all your buttons are on the inside. So we can't really tell. But here's the question that I want to pose to all the women. why are you faking your orgasms anyway? Let me keep on going. Why are you faking your orgasms anyway? Where else in your life are you lying? Where else in your life are you people pleasing? How deep does this rabbit hole go? So there's a bigger problem than faking your orgasms. It's actually got a lot more to do with not being able to ask for what you want, not being able to be vulnerable enough to be able to say, hey, and you could, like, you know, put it in a bullshit sandwich. Wow, I love the way you have sex with me with a jackhammer 24/7, but how about... Exactly. The faces of the women are squirming. It's like, how about we slow things down and try something new? So when you go on top and he doesn't do anything, you could literally use his lingam, like, to find out what you like. And you'll notice, especially as a man, a woman doesn't bounce up and down like she does on those great films that you see on the internet. They actually like try and figure out where they could feel it the most, and they start grinding on you, and then they could actually feel where the lingam is connecting to their cervix and like deeper inside of the yoni, as well as the outside of the clitoris. So when you actually allow them just to, I call it, sit on the throne and let them do their thing, yeah, you get to chill out. But there will be a point where he hits a 7, 8, 8.5, and then he wants to do the movement again. And then he'll grab you and go bam, 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 bam. And he'll be using you to masturbate in again. That's where you pin him down and you hold him by the shoulders and you grind it out. So there's multiple things you could do. Like I say, why fake it when you could actually have good intercourse with somebody that you love? Learn how to communicate. Learn how to actually express what you like. And again, where else are you lying in your life? Where else are you people pleasing? It's not just about faking orgasms. It's about every other area of your life. What happens in the bedroom actually echoes in the boardroom and everywhere else. Okay, next question. Does that, how was that as a, oh, yes? Okay, next question. How can you tell when a guy has genuine intent and not just a fuckboy? How can we tell if we have sex with someone that she's going to show up again?
Right.
It goes both ways. So, have you ever heard of the friend zone?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to get put in the friend zone a lot because I wasn't that good looking. I am now, thank you to the 100,000 pounds of therapy I've had. But a lot of my friends wouldn't have sex with me because they put me in the friend zone. Lucky for me, I only have sex with my friends. Problem solved. Problem solved. So I don't have the friend zone problem anymore. Now, if you are looking for something a little bit more long term, you could do two things. Lay the foundation of friendship and see how long he'll wait. That's going to be a game that you have to play, I guess. Or you could just ask him straight up, what is your intention? Like, is this just a fuck buddy situation? Do you want something deeper? Are you looking for a relationship? Are you not? You could ask them, you know, what are your desires? What are your boundaries? What is your actual intentions with our connection? Like, I always ask the 6 same questions over and over again. What is your intention for this relationship? What are your fears for this relationship? What are your desires for this relationship? What are your boundaries? You know, if you're having sex with other people, are they using condoms, stuff like that? If you go out, are they going to have sex with somebody else and say goodbye? And, like, you know, there's a whole bunch of things in boundaries. Sexual health. When was the last time you got tested? Have you ever had unprotected sex since, or ever had anything? What are the results? And what will this relationship mean to you? 6 simple questions. You go pretty deep in intimacy and connection, way quicker than most people do, because you've gone straight into the core of it. And for me, it actually cuts out all the riffraff, all the, I call them flaky shaktis or the fuck boys. Next question, a simple tool, 6 simple questions. The questions called, those questions are the rules of engagement.
I like that actually.
And this could be just on a one night stand as well.
Yeah. Safer.
So if you like someone and you made out with them or whatever, you're in the Uber on the way home, you could ask these questions going, hey, what's your intention for tonight? And do you have any fears for tonight? What's your desires? I just saw this thing with shaft and I wouldn't mind trying the shaft method. And try out my dick ninja skills. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do on the cab there. So, and it also builds a bit more depth as well.
Yes.
It got locked again.
Sorry.
Okay, next question. This is an interesting one. How to access a male G-spot. Now, with care. It's a delicate spot. Now, here's a few things around the male G-spot. A lot of men are a little bit scared of that area because in some countries, if anything goes up there, not only do they go to hell, they get executed. Now that's a lot of fear. That's a lot of fear around up there. So, and that runs subconsciously throughout the whole planet. So, the live studio audience is going wild at the moment. So, it takes a little while to open up for men. Men are, I mean, I don't know how women manage to get such big items up there. Like, I've got a whole YouTube channel of me and my anal dearmoring journey. And here's the thing. I've done ayahuasca, I've done bufa, I've done yoga, I've done psychedelic assisted therapy, I've done all the therapies under the sun. The most profound and longest lasting therapy sessions I've ever had is anal dearmoring. I shit you not. Pun intended. So have you heard of people being uptight? Why being so anal? It's all because of that.
I did not get that.
And now our male G-spot is up our bum. I don't know what God was playing at. That the most intense pleasure we could have is hidden away. But for women, it took a male doctor to find out that the Gothenburg spot is your G-spot.
Is that what it's called?
Now, for men, we do need a lot of lube. Different lubes are available, water-based or coconut oil. Start off with I was working with a doctor when she worked on my ass, and she put her finger by the entrance and she said, try and kiss my finger with your sphincter. Well, that's pretty sweet, wasn't it? And then I had 2 therapists on hand, 2 beautiful women. And the other one was activating my lingam whilst the other person was holding me and using her fingers. So it takes a little bit of time, a little bit of trust, a little bit of safety. But once you get it in there, most men love it. So yeah, bit of time, bit of care. And again, frame it in a way that he doesn't feel like when your finger's up there, he's going to shit himself. Because that is our biggest fear. Next question. When is the time to have sex with a new guy? I mean, for me, it's like when you know, you know. always try the goods before you invest. That's what I always say. So, I mean, each case is individual. This kind of like messes up the whole fuckboy thing, because if you think he's a fuckboy and you give it up on a night and he vanishes, then you just met another fuckboy. Or if you think he's a fuckboy, then you want to just wait around to see if he is one and build up a friendship. The other thing is just tune into your, now here's another word I'm going to give you, your yoni. This is the older Sanskrit word for your vulva, and it's translated to sacred space. So listen to her, see when she wants to open up. I mean, they do call me the yoni whisperer, so I could just tell when and if they are ready. And also, I mean, for me as a man, I don't go on dates or meet somebody outside of, you know, an initial connection unless I think something more is going to happen. So I got a thing called a conscious cock, which I cultivated, and he just finds me the women, just boom, done, connected, easy, and all the social anxiety goes. This is why I don't do so well on these apps and never use dating apps. I just meet people in real life, and my body goes, that one. I'm like, okay, cool. It's that simple. So your body, your womb will know.
How do you get a conscious cock?
We practice.
So I also don't believe in playing games.
No.
So I would say, you know, when is the right time, only you know. And the first time, for me, is usually the right time, like straight away. And then you go deeper and deeper if it's a two-way thing. How do you broach the subject of the orgasm gap and how women need more foreplay? Great question. Now, it doesn't matter how much women complain about this, men still aren't listening. And here's the worst thing about it is, there's an increasing divorce rate because of this thing. And think about it. We get women who get more and more bitter because men aren't listening to them in the bedroom or out there, but you also have very high expectations of us because you're not communicating it to us in man speak. This is the problem. So we need to understand in a logical way why it's important for you to have a thing called foreplay. The last thing we really need is foreplay because we get hard straight away and we want to be inside you straight away. Now, some women, not all women, when you're deeply connected to her, I've been with girlfriends who, like, when I'm hard and ready, they're actually open and ready. And they're open all the time. Because I've got a conscious cock. So I could just will them to be open. And energetically, they just open up because I've already worked on their heart already. Because I love them.
You do everything consciously. So that's good.
Exactly, yeah. So they're open to me because we have an incredible amount of sex. And they're desiring me already. So the heart is already open for that to happen. But that isn't the case for everybody. And I notice that this is the biggest complaint. Now, for all the dudes out there and all the people in the audience, imagine having sex with a flaccid penis. I mean, soft cock fucking is fine because I actually do that a lot. It's the thing. It's possible. Because here's the funny thing about the vagina. This is a bit of a side track. You could have a tiny penis and you put it in there. The yoni will mold itself around it. So you don't need a massive lingam. Like, it's intelligent enough to have it in there, mold around it, and then you can still get the pleasure and the sensation with a flaccid penis or a hard penis. So when it comes to foreplay, they need to get educated, or you need to educate them. Now, I always teach in a way of monkey see, monkey do. So when a guy goes for it, which is straight away, and now I call it matrix sex. There's matrix sex and there's sacred sex. Sacred sex is a little bit intentional, you got a bit more time, usually a 2-hour window, like it's an allocated time for intimacy. Instead of watching a film or eating something, you actually have connection time. And then you get to explore each other's bodies. Now, if you work out and go to the gym, you've got the mind-body connection. If you like dancing, you could be naked, dance together, and move each other. There's a thing that I created called sextatic dance, which is like ecstatic dance with coconut oil. And the aim of the game isn't penetration. The aim of the game is just feeling each other's body and getting high off each other's body. Imagine just like walking around naked and just checking each other out, and like imagine seeing your partner for the first time with like hungry eyes, like wow. Because we don't usually savor and take in how beautiful the other partner is, because we just go for our favorite body parts. It's true. I mean, the lengths I've gone to because of a beautiful ass. Terrible. So what you want to do is like, here's a little game you can play. Get naked in front of each other slowly. You guys, everybody here's got great bodies. I notice that a lot of people go to the gym. So you might as well show it off. And use, again, coconut oil and move and touch each other and like hug each other slowly. Put some music on, dance together, and get to feel each other's bodies rather than jumping straight into the act. You'll notice how each body is unique and how the chemical makeup in each human is completely unique. Anatomically, everybody's like, they move the same and everything, but everybody's different in a way that they move and hold themselves. And what I love, because I've done a lot of research making love to a lot of women just for the sake of humanity, to relay this data to everybody, everyone is unique. And even just from a hug, you'll feel different afterwards. So explore the physical somatic connection with coconut oil and music. Explore each other's bodies. Already you have more foreplay than no foreplay. So this will give a woman a little bit more extra time to relax. And it's a pattern interrupt. If you've been having like normal rushed, I call it fumbling around in the dark. If you've had that a lot, then this is just something a little bit different. And especially if you ask those 6 questions before, you already got something that's leading to a woman opening up her heart a little bit more. But also, there's lots of people here, it's up to you to, if you're educated in this, which I'm educating you now, then you could bring that into an intimate situation. So sensual dance movement practice is a powerful way to connect. To see each other naked is a really beautiful way to build up the anticipation, especially because everybody's pretty jacked here. So, and the tension is also good. I noticed building tension is a really powerful way, especially to get women to open up more. Because we want the dish and we want it straight away. Women, their brain's a little bit different. They need, we need a couple of seconds to warm up and 3 minutes to reach our favorite thing. Women take 11 minutes, 45 minutes, depending on the woman, to actually warm up. There is a specific amount of time that water takes to boil. Woman is like boiling water. If you warm her up, she will reach a point where that fire is burning for a really long time. You will know that, this is for the women out there. They say women don't have high sex drives. They've got way higher sex drives than men. Way higher. If they are feeling that desire and are feeling safe and comfortable. Like, if they're getting the same dish over and over again and they are faking their orgasms, then they're not gonna enjoy the dish every day. Now, if they're getting variety, and this is where men need to learn a few more skills, like massaging, Thai yoga massage, yoni massage, listen to a woman's body, moving her around. There's all these things you could do to human bodies, which not a lot of people are educated in. Now, if you create the language of, like, understand the language of touch as well, you can just do it with, like, the 4 elements of touch. I think we spoke about this, like air touch, earth touch, watery touch, fiery touch. Things like this bring a bit more variety. So, variety, sensual movements, taking each other in through the visual senses, the anticipation, and also learning about yoni massage. So this is my speciality. Again, you could, as a man, you can sit between our legs and get a lot of coconut oil. So you've done all of this stuff. We already know that you're already connected and intimate. Your partner's already, so I don't have to run through all the protocols. And with your hand, just add a light touch, just on the outside of the yoni. Now, women haven't had that. They've gone straight away, and then they do the doorbell or do this thing that they see off the telly. Now, imagine like the yoni's here and her legs are here. I would just bring in a light touch like this. A lot of women come to me saying, "Oh, I'm numb down now, I don't feel anything." And then when I touch them like this, I go, "Oh, I feel everything," because no one's ever touched them like that before. You could also massage the outer labia. You could do the Tour de France, which is getting coconut oil. There's the clitoris. Let's say the outer labia there, the inner labia there. So you go like this, round the clitoris all the way down between the lips, like this. Do it 3 times. Already they're feeling a different sensation. Then you could do this movement. This is like this octopus type thing. So let's say her clitoris is here, and you can move like this, or you could have one finger in there and use the other hand and pulse. Use the thumb. And remember, she's sat here, so you could use a thumb and go. Or instead of doing all these techniques, you could ask her, "What do you like?" Because no one does that. Hey, what do you like? So easy, right? That's why they call me the Yoni Whisperer, because I'm asking the questions and I'm listening. So she will say, because if a woman, like women, no one really talks about, like, they always talk about men and porn addiction. Women have about 15 vibrators, like a whole bunch of them. If a machine could make a big orgasm like that, just mimic the machine. So she's probably got the womanizer. And you just see what the womanizer does. Just mimic it. Or ask her what's her favourite toy, and then play a game. Try and mimic it. Like, here's the weird thing about men and women. Men, and this is for all men, our biggest turn on and our biggest kink is seeing you turned on. Believe it or not. All the men in the room are like, yes. Women, is your biggest kink and biggest turn on seeing us turned on? It's not. It's not. Not even close. All the women are shaking their heads. What is your biggest turn on? Just hoping to get turned on.
Do you want me to answer?
It's write it in there. It's different for all women because all women are unique. it's across the board that men want to please our women, and yet women are not satisfied. Now, it's across the board. Like, why is that? It's the lack of communication. As men, we think we're doing great because no one's complaining.
She complains all the time.
But here's the thing: when women are complaining, we're not listening. Why is that? So it's a communication thing. I always say it's a language model. You're speaking in a way that is shutting down his 8-year-old boy, rather than framing it. You're saying what you don't like. I don't like that. I don't like that. Don't do that. And it's like a mother telling a child what to do, and he's like, no one else has ever complained. Why should you keep on moaning? Instead of saying, do you know what I do like? I like that. I like this, and I like. Does he even know what you like? Or are you always saying what you don't like? That's the thing. So yeah, this is where we are with the orgasm gap. Communication is the best lubrication.
Openness.
Final question. How do you tell your partner they ain't that great in bed and need to make more effort? Oh God. Okay, what does it? Now listen to this. This is a serious question in the question.
Okay.
What is being great in bed, and what does more effort mean? Because you say that to a man, he's like, he's got no reference point, because he's a sex god. He's doing great. Like, how can he be better and make more effort when he's the best? I'm serious. Am I right? I'm right. All the men are like saying it.
Never told the truth.
So look, I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was a raging alcoholic and a drug addict, I had a girlfriend, and she was sober. I had one move, the jackhammer, and I loved the jackhammer. I prided myself on being the best jackhammer there ever was in the whole of London. And I had a lot of amazing sex. No one ever complained. This one woman who was sober, she said to me, whilst I was in the jackhammer, she said, hey, stop. I don't like this. Can we try something new? And I was like, what do you mean you don't like this? No one else has ever complained. And she said something that changed my mind into something else. I'm not like everybody else, I'm different. And I was like, oh, yes you are. And I said, what do you like? And she showed me some moves, and I said, do you know what? Bam, 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 bam. And I kept on with the jackhammer, and I basically chose the jackhammer over her. That's the kind of guy I was back then. So I was like, do you know what? I don't need to change for this one woman, because no one else has ever complained. This one woman telling me that I'm not good, how dare she? And that's where we are. And I only can say this because that was when I was a raging alcoholic and a drug addict, like 15 years ago. Now my job is actually to help people not do the jackhammer, because it turns out all women don't like it at all, believe it or not. Women's bodies are, because they've seen things and they're getting railed, their body's used to getting the jackhammer. So it feels like that they do want it. Now I'm dating normal women now. They want to get railed. I do not like that. It kills me inside. It's very slowly every time they want me to rail them from behind. I just can't do it. So what I do is I do the Shafty Sutra. So I've got my own movement practices from analysing the data in women's bodies. So I'm a professional dancer. I know how to dance with people. I see how women move in a certain way. And I made love to a lot of lesbian women. And even last night in the temple that I was running here, I saw how women touch each other. Like if men saw how women make love, they wouldn't make love the way they make love. It's completely different. It's a movement practice they've never seen. It's beautiful.
Can I get a ticket to that show?
So,
Not on.
so, when it comes to movement of women, they're different to men. Men don't know this because this energy is way more than a woman's energy. I just took time out to do something that most men haven't done, which is just observe and see how they move. When I discovered that all women love to dance, but also women have a really high sex drive, why don't you just combine sex and dance so you could dance all the time? So women don't feel pressured to have sex. Because a lot of women in the end don't want to have sex because they're getting the same dish all the time. There's not enough variety, but they want consistency. Like, it's just a paradox of they want the dish, but not the same dish. So it's always good. So here's a game you could play. And it's for all the women out here. You could say, I would love to teach you how I want to be made love to. So I'm going to have sex with you and show you how I want to be made love to. And then you do it to them. This is how you want the movement to be. And then you just use him as like a human dildo. But you show him, and then, because he's feeling it, he's not hearing it, and then you flip it around, so now you do it. Monkey see, monkey do. Especially all the gym guys out there, you know how to get perfect form. So you will be able to understand it. And if you really love this person and you want to connect, you'll invest time. But also, you'll know that she's different, but she's got some kind of common thing that all women have as well. So then your understanding of female psychology, pleasure, fantasy, movement, and lovemaking is actually different from what you knew. And that for me, that became my biggest curiosity around this. I just really wanted to understand, like, what turns on women, how they move, and how I could teach men how to do it, but also how can I have way more sex than everybody else. And then I did, just because I was a curious student. I didn't know it all, and I didn't choose the jackhammer anymore after that. But here's the thing, let's say Making Love is a song. Back in the days, the song was just the jackhammer. Now, there's all these different instruments in the song. There's all these crescendos, the chorus, the verses, different verses. The jackhammer now is just a tiny verse of a song now. Doesn't mean I've stopped it. I still love the jackhammer, but I've learned so many more things now. And this goes to making love to normal people now. I notice that women want that type of aggressive sex because their body is used to it. And I also noticed that they're only getting a certain amount of pleasure. Their pleasure threshold is just, it's hit a ceiling, but they know there must be more to pleasure than they're getting. So very often they have just external orgasms in the clitoris. Now, with different movement practices, you could actually go in deep and give her cervical orgasms, which run up a different nervous system, so they will have this psychedelic experience without taking psychedelics. It's a profound orgasm, or an internal orgasm in the A spot or the G spot, which they've never felt before. So with different movement practices, you could really open up a woman's body, and the more foreplay you have, the more fun you could have, because our kink is seeing our woman turned on. But imagine opening up a woman more and more and more, you'll see a different side of the same woman that you've never seen before. And that for me is more rewarding than just giving her the same orgasm over and over again, because she's putting herself in this. But it takes a lot of education of knowing about this stuff. So when I date a normal woman and she just wants a clitoral orgasm, we're just doing the same thing over and over again, and then I'm getting bored. Then I'm getting the same dish and I'm pleasing her, and then I'm not expanding as a human being. So for me, because I'm educated in this, I have to go in there with all this knowledge and actually break her patterns and go, yes, you are having this one dish that you love and it's the only dish you know, but there is more things. And it's up to me, because I'm the educated person, to show her something new. But also, I'm a man who's looking for love, and I want to please my woman as well. And I sometimes get trapped in this people-pleasing mode as well. But after a while, I'm going to be complaining to all of my friends how boring this is. And then I have to start being courageous to change that pattern. And it takes a lot of courage and vulnerability to do that as well. So, that has been The Shaft Show, the School for Lovers, sharing some valuable knowledge and tools around love, sex, and intimacy. Now, I am a coach. I have been teaching men and women how to find peace through intimacy for the last 11 years. And if you're out there and you found this interesting, curious, fascinating, drop me a DM and let's work together. You could follow the link and you could book a call and we could have a little chit chat. And for everybody in the live studio audience, thank you so much for coming. The audience is getting bigger and bigger. I mean, it's amazing. Thank you. And if you're watching this on Instagram, make sure you share and save this. And if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and like. Mwah.